Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again everybody. We are back with another fragrance review right here guys, and today I will be talking about a fragrance that a lot of y'all have been requesting me to do for pretty much a long time now guys, and finally I got it. I got to test it. Let's debunk all the hype with this fragrance from Arabian Oud. Now before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel. Guys, we are headed to 18,000 subscribers, so if you love this video, I got all the other Arabian Oud videos for y'all too that I have reviewed, so make sure to check that out. Thank you for all your support. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Arabian Oud's Alpha Reed. Yes, Alpha Reed by Arabian Oud. This fragrance finally joins my huge library of Arabian Oud staple and noteworthy fragrances. I think the only one missing is Arabian Oud's Desert Falcon Luxury Edition guys. That's the only thing missing guys, but so far I've covered a lot of the staple noteworthy fragrances, and Alpha Reed joins that bunch finally guys. Now Alpha Reed, what is the meaning of Alpha Reed in Arabic? This fragrance, Alpha Reed, basically means the one. Yes, the one guys, and that is a pretty heavy name for a fragrance to make. I mean, they use terms like the one when it comes to heavyweight boxing matches, like fight of the century, right? The one, okay? That's where they use it. And so finally, this one, we'll talk about this fragrance. Let's see if this is really the one, because there are a lot of people that hype this fragrance up, or they think that this is a really stellar fragrance. But to me, there's a reason why Alpha Reed came in just now. You know, I really didn't get that much hype, maybe kind of like a mid-level hype on this one. Anyways, let's debunk the hype. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, now let's talk about Arabian Oud's Alpha Reed guys. Now before I get into the juice itself, let's look at that really beautiful bottle guys. I mean, it is really amazing. I mean, it tells you this is the one, and there are really not a lot of bottles that can rival the design of this one. I mean, if you are into bottle aesthetics, I really feel like this could be a great addition to your display case. Now, as for the juice, let's look into the opening notes of Alpha Reed. And on the opening notes of Alpha Reed, you are going to get bergamot with geranium as well as pink peppercorn guys. Now the obvious combo right here is going to be your geranium with pink pepper guys, because you will get this nice rosy opening with the spice of pink peppercorn. A little bit of greenness right there guys, and that is to me a pretty common combination when it comes to Arabic fragrances guys. You get something really rosy and spicy in the beginning, but the highlight here on the opening, at least for me, is the appearance of that sparkling bright bergamot guys. Okay, so the bergamot is going to be the counter note to that warm, spicy, rosy combination right there. And the bergamot is juicy, bright, and sparkling, and for mood enhancing purposes, it is amazing guys. So it's a nice counter to this warm and spicy mix, creating this beautiful mood. And I'm not surprised if a lot of people love this perfume specifically because of the opener guys. So again, you got this rosy, spicy intro a la most Arabic perfumes, but then you have the counter note of a beautiful sparkling bergamot right here. Now this opening, although it's not new, in my opinion, it's gonna be lovable guys. Now, unfortunately, this opening does not last that long on its own. I would say 45 minutes. I give it 45 minutes before it transitions to basically the major part of this fragrance, and that is the appearance of violet. Yes, violet guys. Now let me tell you this guys, if you don't like violet, if you hate violet, if you despise violet, this fragrance is not gonna be for you guys, because violet is the most prominent note in Alpha Reed. It is the most long-lasting note in Alpha Reed guys, and it is not a violet that is mixed with anything really. Not until later in the perfume, the violet is going to be, yes, your sweet shampoo-like violet right here in Alpha Reed. And it does come in as early as the 45-minute mark and lasts all the way up to the 8th hour mark of this fragrance, guys. So you gotta love violet to really enjoy this fragrance. because you'll get it for pretty much the entirety of this fragrance right here. Almost 8 hours of violet, guys. To a lot of fragrances, that's like the whole fragrance, but you are gonna get violet right here as a prominent note in the mid up to the 8th hour mark of Alpha Reed. Now, with that being said, since violet is a very prominent part of this fragrance, I'm really not so sure if this is really a men's fragrance. I think Alpha Reed was pegged as a men's fragrance, but really to me, it's very, very unisex. Even my wife asked me if this was a fragrance for women, and that's because of that prominent violet blasting out there, making this fragrance a possible femme perfume as well. And if you look at the intro, you've got rosy, spicy with bergamot. That's pretty unisex as well, guys, okay? So this could possibly be a great femme fragrance, especially for those that really appreciate violet right here. Now, for those that are wondering, when will the blend of the mid actually happen? It starts an hour and 45 minutes in. So from the 45-minute mark that the violet comes in, you got another hour of just pure violet up until the point where an hour and 45 in is when the other notes such as ambergris and patchouli, that's when these two notes come in, guys, okay? And they are pretty prominent, guys, and they do blend in with that violet. I would say that the ambergris is going to be your chalk-like, your chalky, musky ambergris, dry ambergris that comes in and mixes in with that violet, guys. And the patchouli, as you guys know, is that earthy, kind of like a spike of patchouli type of mix. And that comes in also an hour and 45 minutes in. And then finally, it blends with the violet, pulling things back into unisex land, going from pure violet to now a violet with a dry ambergris mix. And then you've got patchouli that provides a nice earthy base to this mid right here. Again, that gives it pretty much the unisex feel when the ambergris and patchouli comes in, guys. And let me tell you guys, again, that violet is really gonna last so long. The other ones are gonna be underlying to balance this mid right here of Alpha Reed. Now, it's only on the 7-hour mark that the violet from Alpha Reed actually weakens, guys, and the patchouli gets much stronger pretty much on the 7-hour mark, and you get a stronger dose of patchouli. And then finally on the 8th hour mark is when the violet really, there's going to be just little traces of that violet, guys. Now, here in the dry down, guys, you are going to get the notes of oud and musk, okay? Oud and musk in the dry down. And I know what you're asking. Where's the oud? Okay, you have been talking about other notes. Where's the oud in this fragrance? Well, let me tell you, with Alpha Reed, it's pretty much non-existent, guys, okay? It's almost not there. I'd have to sniff really closely to detect the oud in this fragrance, and it's actually just a nice woody dark oud that is here in Alpha Reed, but it is very embedded under the sweetness of the violet, the patchouli earthiness, and then of course the strong musk that comes in with the dry down right here. You are going to get a sweet gradient musk mostly as the most prominent note here in the dry down, guys, to take over from the sweetness of the violet. And like I said, the oud is very minor here in Alpha Reed. With that being said, it's not really going to be an oud fragrance that a lot of y'all will expect because it says oud right there. And when it comes to Arabian Oud, they really mean it when they put oud in there. But in this case, guys, the oud is very embedded under the dry down, and it's a sweet gradient musk that takes over, guys. And let me tell you about this musk. This musk lasts really, really long, okay? I mean, I'm just gonna say it's over 15 hours, but to me, I got to smell this musk until the next day that I was wearing Alpha Reed, guys, okay? So if you love that gradient musk ending to a fragrance, well, you'll get that here with Alpha Reed. And on the note triangle, you also have vanilla, but I would say that the vanilla right here is well embedded, much like that oud. It is embedded, creating basically a sweet, musky dry down. Now let's talk about sillage and projection of Alpha Reed. This fragrance is an aura and lingering scent, okay? This fragrance, initially, the blast will get a lot of people around you. It will draw them in, and it will give you a nice sensation as a lingering scent, guys. And as it proceeds, it becomes a lingering scent. The musk, like I said, is pretty powerful. The violet is very prominent and sweet and shampoo-like that it will catch whiffs, you know, with people around you guys, okay? So it has very decent sillage and projection, and the total longevity of this to me is over 15 hours. However, the most prominent stages to me last up to 10 to 11 hours when it comes to Alpha Reed. And then after that, it's got your musk, that very strong, sweet musk that lasts a really, really long time. So performance-wise, it's pretty good. Sillage and projection is pretty good. And with that being said, guys, this is a fragrance that to me is gonna be a nice intro to Middle Eastern fragrances. Much like other Arabian Oud fragrances, these are great intros to Middle Eastern fragrances. If you are curious, or if you were curious like me, when I started my fragrance journey, I really wanted to try these really exotic Middle Eastern blends, even if I wasn't, living in Dubai or anything like that. This brand got me into it, and definitely Alpha Reed is a nice bridge into Middle Eastern fragrances. If you're a total newbie, you've never tried these combos before, I think it's a great addition to your collection. But for those that are in too deep when it comes to Middle Eastern fragrances, this might be pretty redundant, guys, okay? Because again, you have the rosy spice combination, you have the violet, you have the musks, you have the patchouli, you have that nice sparkling bergamot though, which makes this fragrance a very, very usable fragrance. So this is not just a display case fragrance just because of the bottle. This fragrance is highly usable. I would say this is a Middle Eastern grabber. It's a grabber. You can use this on a day-to-day basis, spring, summer, or fall, winter, because it is incredibly balanced as well. Even if it has these warm, spicy elements, you have patchouli, you have musk. I mean, really, you don't have a lot of gradient notes that push it towards like just a fall, winter fragrance. You have the balancers of bergamot and violet, and the musk is on its own really sweet and airy, even if it is a gradient. So this is wearable pretty much anytime, anywhere. And like I said, that makes this a grabber to me, an Arabian, Middle Eastern grabber fragrance. That is basically what Alpha Reed is to me. Now, price-wise, this fragrance is pretty expensive on the Arabian Oud USA website. I think over $300. No, it's not worth $300, guys. But if you look around, I think Joma Shop or other discounters, you may be able to get this fragrance at $180, which to me is the fair pricing for this fragrance. This definitely does not smell like a crazy $400 fragrance to me. This is again a grabber, an intro to Middle Eastern perfumes with a beautiful case. And so for $180, if you can get it at that price, that is a good buy for 100 ml of Alpha Reed. And that is it. That is my review on Arabian Oud's Alpha Reed. This is a unisex, a highly unisex grabber, a Middle Eastern Arabic perfume grabber that really you can use a lot. It's not just a display case type of fragrance, guys, okay? So let me know in the comments below what y'all think of Alpha Reed. Which stage did you like the most? The opening, the mid, or the end of Alpha Reed? What are your thoughts? I would love to know if what I got was the same as what you guys got. So please do not forget to comment right there. And again, please do not forget to like and subscribe as we are headed towards 18,000 subscribers. Don't worry, Desert Falcon Luxury Edition is next, guys. I mean, this is a fragrance that is one of my favorites of all time, guys, okay? And maybe that's the reason why I'm holding out on this fragrance. But that will be the next Arabian Oud fragrance. Let me know if there are others that I've missed, but I do have most of the notable ones on this channel right here. So until then, guys, this is Troy D. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless, take care, peace.